Hello, welcome to Spotlight. I'm Wawarsing. I'm your host, China.
And I'm Michael.
And today's show's features Livestock Educator Jason Detzel from Cornell Cooperative Extension of Ulster County. Thank you for being here.
No problem.
Now, what is Extension?
All right, that's a great question. My job at Extension is the Farm Service Agency, or it used to be, in the country. So every state and every county has an extension office to help farmers out originally, right? Now we do all kinds of stuff at Cornell. We do Relatives of Parents program, we do 4-H. Basically, we're a nonprofit that helps people do things. But our core is farming, and that's where I come in. My job is to help farmers make money in sustainable ways and to educate the public in those ways. So I teach beginning rabbit classes, I teach beginning chicken classes, I teach advanced classes on grazing, I do farm visits, I talk with legislators about what farmers need, because obviously there's a perpetual farm crisis in this country over and over again. And my job is to talk people through those things.
Okay.
So I work for farmers with your money.
How do we have a hand in producing and delivering it?
What?
Different farm products.
Just food,
Yeah.
right? That's food what farms grow. Well, you tell me, where'd you get food today? Or where'd you get food yesterday? Where'd your dinner come from?
Stores.
The store. And where did it come from before the store?
From the farm.
Where? You think?
I thought factories.
Where, you think from the
Factories.
U.S.?
Probably not.
All
I don't know.
All
But you know
around.
what's scary, though, is how little we know about where our food comes from.
Right.
The general populace, especially, and, I don't mean to be, I don't want to just knock on young people, but young people especially, too, I feel like we're further and further removed from agriculture. Have you guys ever been on a farm?
No, that's the problem.
And we-
Fast food restaurants are taking over.
Right? Well, that and other things, because really it's an ignorance in, like, do you really need to go to a farm? Do you really care where your food comes
Right,
from?
exactly.
People say they do. People want to say they do. But in reality, I don't know that people really want to pay more than $1.79 a pound for chicken, or if they're going to... Basically what I'm saying is people tend to go for the lowest common denominator when it comes to their food. But I think it shouldn't be that way. And the problem with that, it doesn't support... Not only does it make a dangerous situation for us because we don't know where things are coming from and we're ignorant of those things, but it also makes people that grow the food in this country a lot less secure in their financial well-being, because we don't want to pay a lot for food. They're not going to make a lot. Does that make sense?
True.
So every day, think about where your food came from, or try to at least spend one time a day trying to figure out where something you ate came from. Where did this lima bean come from? Like you guys ate a lima bean this week. Where your French fry came from, where the candy you came from. I don't care what it is. Think about one of those things and where it came from. Try to trace it back, and you'll learn something right off the bat from that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's where food comes from. I don't know. You guys got to find out too, because I don't know everything either. So.
Why do prices in our food change?
Okay, that's a good question. Why do prices in our food change? Well, normally there's a few things. Farmers got to deal with. What's the biggest thing farmers got to deal with? The weather, right? Yeah. So you have a wet year, you have a dry year, you can't produce certain things. I myself, I own a cattle ranch, so I produce cattle. But the weather can definitely affect me too, because I'm at my base, at my core, I'm a grass farmer, right? I grow grass for cows to eat. There's no grass because there's a drought, nothing for my cows to eat. So that's the problem. So weather and everything else affects the price of food, obviously. But also, you hear in the news a lot lately too, people saying that we're tariff, right? Things like that. We make it less or more likely that another country is going to buy or sell us food on the commodity market. So that's one of the other major reasons that food gets more expensive. Weather, trading, and then also there's a lot of, I don't know how I would say it, but I would say trends in food, right? Organic, grass-fed, all that stuff. Do you guys know what organic means? What does it mean to you?
Without chemicals.
Yeah, that's a really great answer. Sure. There's a ton of chemicals in organic production because it's very difficult to grow one single crop and keep all these. You see a crop and everybody wants to come eat it, all the pests, right? So they still use chemicals in organic. There's a lot of ways to get around those things. Like, the one I've been seeing lately is vegetarian chicken. There's no such thing as a vegetarian chicken.
No such thing.
I've seen chickens eat turtles, snakes, rats, mice, anything they get their hand on. They're omnivores. They're built to eat all kinds of things, not just vegetarian chicken. So when I see something like that, it makes me think, well, either those companies think we're really dumb or they're really getting one up on somebody because it's a way they can sell more stuff. So that becomes more expensive on that just that name alone. So why things get more expensive? Food, because of weather, because of trends, and because of trading in this country. But overall, food is extremely cheap in this country. We spend as a people in this country, I mean us, under 10% of all of our money on our food. Most countries, the average is around 30%. In some places, it's as much as 50 or 60%, So that's why food costs what it does. It's a huge topic. We can talk about this forever. There's a million different factors to it. I'm trying to break down the things that are important to us right here, right now.
Now you say vegetarian chicken. Like, if you were to grow your, like,
Grow a chicken or grow your
no,
own?
like your own like livestock, like your chicken, so you know where it's coming from. Like,
Sure.
now it could be. It's not eating meat. It's not.
So you're saying if you just feed a vegetarian diet, it's going to be
Yes.
vegetarian? Yeah, that's true, but that's not the natural way that animals should be treated.
Right.
We do a lot of things in agriculture that's kind of come back to haunt us. We fed animals things that are unnatural. Case in point, mad cow disease came from cows eating other cows' brains. So that's another. So we learned a lesson there, right? We don't.
Yeah,
we can't feed.
definitely.
That's unnatural. So we can force an unnatural diet on an animal, but you'll be better. The animal will be better, and the whole cycle will be better if we can do it in a sustainable way.
Right.
But I do support everybody raising their own food, and I do support everyone killing their own food. If you're going to have the nonchalance, I'll say, to eat an animal, then you better have the capacity to dispatch an animal on your own. I feel like it's only fair. Do you guys hunt?
No.
But you eat meat,
Correct.
and you've never killed one of the animals you've eaten.
Right.
So, what do you think? Do you think there's a certain level of respect to be gained from such a process? What if I said, now you have a class, here's your class, we're going to do a livestock class, everyone's going to raise 3 chickens, you're going to kill one at the end of the year, and you don't have to eat it, but you're just going to go through the process. What do you think the reaction to that would be?
People would not like that.
Why?
Because
There's
you're
no
is
point.
that is,
There's no point of doing
if
that.
you're not going to eat it, is that
Okay, sorry, let me back. You're going to eat it too.
Oh,
That's not what I meant.
okay.
I'm sorry. Let's critique the process. Now. That's my
Yeah.
bad. So what do you think, how would the school react to that? What would your peers do? What would you guys think? Would you have something to gain from that, you believe? Or would it be right off the bat, no?
right off the bat? No, people.
You wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it. No.
And why not?
Like she said, I don't feel like there's any. I don't really feel like there's any point, but
I mean, if you're growing it yourself, and why would you?
yeah, why would you just end up killing it?
Yeah.
Let's say you want to eat chicken. What do you guys? You have to go to the grocery store and get it now. Someone else does all the dirty work for you,
True.
right?
True.
And it's not just about the work. It's really about the respect, the reverence for these animals that have given their lives, and the work that goes into it. Like, you don't know what goes into it till you do it, right? With a lot of things. And we really support students and kids doing trying a lot of things. We push you guys to do as many things as possible, as many experiences as possible, so you can have a taste of the whole world before you pick something you like. But here's a whole slice and a whole taste that no one's getting, right? So that's my point with that. I firmly believe that we should try to work in some type of animal husbandry or gardening or some type of food production to increase every single person in this country's independence to be able to grow their own food and make their own decisions based on what they can do or can't do. When you realize what it's like to pick a watermelon out of a field 5,000 times a week and break your back doing it, you realize that's why the watermelons cost $7. Or maybe they should be costing $14 if you're not paying those people enough that are picking them.
Exactly.
Again, this is a huge topic. Okay?
Wow. Okay.
What else you guys got?
Is there a connection between climate exchange and food products? Oh, food production?
Well, I think there definitely is a correlation. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to go say good or bad, but we're definitely seeing, there's no doubt, we cannot deny there's climate change happening. We also cannot deny there have been changes happening throughout the last millions of years too, and there may be cycles that we cannot see. Regardless, we could be farming better in this world. There's no doubt about it. We could be using more sustainable ways to do it, ways to conserve water. We're running out of water quick. We don't see it on the East Coast, but if you're on the West Coast, man, you are feeling it now. And it's going to hit your pocketbooks too. And that's how people end up making changes. But, my job is to help farmers not only make more money, but also to become more sustainable. So there was a lot of techniques from the 20s and 30s that I go home at night and I read these books. I seriously do, from the 20s and 30s. That's what I do at night. And that's the same stuff that I'm teaching people now. And I wonder why people aren't using these techniques anymore. If they work better, they're better for the environment, they're better for the animal, why did we stop using these techniques? And this isn't just with farming. This is a lot of industry now in this country, and any country. Do you guys have any idea what it is that's blocking them from going back to these old school ways that work better? And that's
Pretty
not an
much
easy
the technology, pretty
Yes,
much.
all
It's the
Technology? It's technology, but there's another part of that too. It's marketing. Somebody has sold them out of doing the old way because they can sell them a product to help them do it another way, right? And that's not just with farming; it's everything. There's no such thing as a dumb farmer. Farmers are the smartest people on earth. They're carpenters, they're plumbers, they're electricians, they're animal husbandry, they're vet. They can diagnose anything wrong with a tractor or a plant. But unfortunately, they've had to make some tough decisions. A lot of the decisions that they're making are based directly on money. And so that's when marketing comes in. And so we've been outsold on a lot of these techniques. And one of the ways that I'm helping to combat that is bring back these old school ways of doing things, like I said before, that are better for the people, the plants, and the environment overall. But your food might cost a little bit more money. And that's the big problem. When you got to pay 89 cents instead of 79 cents for a hamburger, it's going to be a big issue. But then again, someone will go buy $5 on a beer down the street. So
That's correct.
we tend to value some things over each other. Does that make sense?
Yes.
What I'm saying? Okay.
Okay.
Where have all the farmers gone?
Where are all the farmers? You guys hit on it before. Technology makes things easier, right? And we can't be mad at technology. That's all right. That's cool. We can do
It's
things
pretty much
differently.
taking people, not jobs, but
But how many people you know work as? How many farmers you know?
my uncle
Oh yeah, what's he grow?
is down in South Carolina. But
Well, my point is, you guys probably don't know many
I
farmers.
grow
Exactly.
You grow stuff? What do you grow?
lettuce and like all that.
At your
I
house?
do hydroponics.
Inside.
Yeah, that's cool.
So cool. You know, the U.S. organic label is a big fight right now because they gave hydroponics the organic label. They're going to let hydroponic stuff be organic. What do you guys think? So you can grow something in your basement, maybe hydroponic lettuce, and I can label it organic. What do you think about that? Do you think it should be organic or not?
I mean,
Just from an intuitive standpoint. What do you all think? If you buy an organic lettuce at the store, is it okay if it comes out of a basement in New York City, grown in water?
yes.
Okay, cool. Then they're probably making the people spoke and they're making that decision. To me, when I hear organic, I think soil right off the bat. Soil's really important. We really take dirt. We don't consider dirt to be important in this country. Dirt is extremely important. It holds a lot of stuff, and it holds a lot of animals and microorganisms. When we kill that dirt, we kill everything that's above it, including ourselves. We're way off topic. Like I said, it's a big topic.
Yeah.
When you think about food, what do you want to talk about with food? What,
With food?
yeah, you said you're growing your own lettuce hydroponically inside your house. Is that correct? Let's take a look at that. So, what do you do every day to take care of your plants?
I just water them. Well, I just spray them.
You fill the water tank up,
Yes.
right? Because it waters itself.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and when's the last time you guys went on a farm itself?
I have
The
not.
last time
Yeah.
I've been on a farm,
Yeah.
I'll say a week ago.
Okay. What were you
Weeks
doing?
ago.
Just hanging out in the field?
No, not hanging out. We were actually working with my uncle.
Down in South Carolina.
Yeah, right.
Well, there's definitely growing season there. So you're doing a lot of stuff there. It's been slow this year. My point is, we need to be more independent with our food stuff. You're taking a step by doing it. Maybe you're taking a step too because you're actually being out there
We're actually doing it, right?
and doing it. But who really is doing most of the farming in this country? The work. It's migrant labor, right? Even up here, there's a lot of migrant labor. People who come from down south, obviously very far south at times, do a lot of the work here, whether under the table legally or illegally.
Right, we don't even know, right?
So that's another thing that contributes to the food costs being extremely cheap. So my point is, like, I want to help people understand how hard it is to grow food, how hard it is to grow food well, so they'll be more apt to pay for an appropriate amount for that food. Sorry I stole your sheet.
It's fine. How do we have a hand in producing and delivering it?
The food.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about it. Do you guys know where hamburger comes from? Like, you know it comes
Yeah,
from a
cow.
cow. Where
Yes.
are the cows?
Oh, right,
Factory.
right.
No, I
Farms.
actually. Yeah.
Farms.
Farm. Well, yep, farm. So, but like your McDonald's hamburger, it's not like some idyllic pasture. And I don't care how you farm. I'm not gonna judge anybody's farming. I don't care what you do. My job is to help you do it better. But most people don't realize that, like, the hamburger from McDonald's is usually coming from old spent dairy cows. So after they're done giving milk, they grind them up in a hamburger, right? So it's not like some outdoor living out in the wild cow somewhere that's producing that meat. And like, what about chickens? You guys eat eggs, right?
Correct.
So what happens to the boy chickens? They don't lay eggs.
Oh,
You just eat their eggs, right?
Boys don't lay
they don't,
eggs.
they don't lay eggs. You just use
They're
them for-
roosters, right?
Right.
Oh, yes.
Where are all the roosters? They grind them up. They take the babies, they put the girls in a cage, and they lay their eggs, or outside, wherever you want to do it. And the boys, they typically grind up in a grinder as chicks. And that's fed to other animals or used as fertilizer.
Wow, so amazing.
So, and I'm not saying I disagree with that practice whatsoever. I don't know that I do. But what I'm saying is that we're all complicit in that program by buying eggs.
I'm sorry, you said that's fed? They're all chopped up and then like it's...
I'm not exactly sure what they do with it. It either becomes fertilizer, they may feed it to other animals, I don't know. There's a lot of there used to be, there's less now because of biosecurity issues. There used to be a lot of crossed animal waste products fed to other animals. So, but again, we're all complicit in that program. So if you think that, this is something wrong, and that's fine, you can think it all you want, and do something about it, but just remember that you're not really being part of that unless you take yourself out of that system. So grow your own eggs, raise your own roosters, eat them if you want. Sorry, I don't mean to just drop a bomb on everybody here.
We learned a whole lot right now.
Yeah, there's a lot to
that.
That's what I'm saying. We're very ignorant of our system in this country. We should know more about it.
How can we do a better job of producing healthy food in this country?
Grow your own. Have a garden. Raise some chickens in the backyard. Get a goat. Goat is huge now. That's another great thing. There's these communities, Ulster County, we have a lot of Caribbean and Muslim folks that come in the summer. The Caribbean guys come to pick apples usually, which is great, and Muslim folks are moving here from the city or wherever they're moving from. This is an opportunity for people to start growing new animals. Goats, sheep, they love that stuff. They're not used to seeing cattle because they're a lot bigger in those countries that they come from. And the thing about those immigrant populations, they typically tend to have a garden in the backyard or a couple chickens, right? Because they're used to being that close to agriculture in their day to day.
Used to be in that environment, right?
Exactly, and we're not, and I think we're really missing out on that. So yes, I hope that answers your question.
Was there anything else we wanted to share?
I brought some things to show you guys. So, all right, what do you guys think this is for? Want to take a guess? These are things I keep in my car all the time. What do you think this does? Guesses?
It goes in the dirt.
It goes in the dirt. It's a soil probe. You're right. So you stick it in the ground, you pull it up, you test the soil. You can test how much organic matter is in it, the pH, which is how acidic the soil is. You can have it tested to see what kind of nutrients in it and how you need to amend it. How do farmers typically, old school ways, amend the soil? What do they add to soil? You can smell it a mile away when they do it.
Oh,
yeah, that's nature's old school way, right? But nowadays we have a lot of chemicals who do a good job too. It's about finding that balance, though, between spending the money and doing things right, so it's better for us, the animals, and the ground. This, you're not going to know what this is. It's a pasture stick. So if someone's going to raise cattle or goats or sheep, and there's a lot to it about being a grass farmer, right? I can tell them, I can say, hey, look, when the grass is this high, let the cows eat it. When it's below this, don't touch it. That's just that alone will make them better farmers and better producers, and the cattle, for a million different reasons, better at healthier. That's a great question. Why? Because I'll tell you why. There's a piece of grass or any plant, any tree grass this big has exactly the same size root system or bigger below it. So let's say I have this much grass. A cow comes by, takes a bite out of it. This much root has to die to produce the grass again. Make sense? Mm-hmm. If I come back and now it's half the size, I hit it again, the root dies back again. So what I have is roots this long and grass this long, and roots that long can't get to water. Or they get washed away when it rains. So we want to keep the grass long so the roots stay long. Make sense?
Right.
Also, when you eat the ground down, parasites drop on the ground through manure, and parasites love that. So the animal keep coming back, they'll keep eating the parasites over and over again. This is one I happen to have in my car because it's springtime. Do you guys want to guess what this does?
I do not.
This is a castrating tool. It's called an emasculator. Oh. Again, you guys are complicit in the system of castrating animals. We're going to move their testicles because they're less dangerous. And basically, that's really it. They're less dangerous overall. And they do grow a little quicker in some regard. Okay. This puts a rubber band around their testicles fall off in a month.
Wow.
Well, I was right. So you guys had no idea about that, right?
No, I did not know that.
There's nothing inherently inhumane about this. It goes numb within probably an hour. But if you're going to eat meat and you're going to be part of this system and part of the program, you have to think about these things are happening behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. And then maybe if you participated in this procedure, you may think about it too a little more. I'm not saying you shouldn't do these things. I'm just saying you should be thinking about it. That's all. My job is to educate you all on those things. Also, there's a lot of things we do to animals in this country that are invasive to say the least. So if you had to do it yourself, you might feel a little differently about it.
Okay.
And springtime is when we castrate, so that's why I happen to have it. So do you guys feel you've learned something today about the agricultural system?
A whole lot.
Well, I hope you can retain some of it. Do you guys think that this will make you think twice, or at least think about when you're doing something about ag?
Yeah, about our food, yeah.
And how much it costs when you go to buy it? And think about that when you buy half a chicken, that's a half an animal that was living. How long a chicken lives before it's slaughtered? 8 weeks. A pig is 6 months. A cow's about a year and a half. So by our standards, they'd be very young animals. 2 months old is how old a chicken is that you buy at the store. Maybe younger.
That's sad. This makes me want to go vegetarian.
Why?
Because that's like harming the animals and.
I mean, I just think that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's up to your choice. But again, would you feel differently if you were able to slaughter that animal yourself? And see, I raise animals and I slaughter them. They have the best life in the world. I make every day their day is great. It's easy. They have the best life.
Right.
They
How
one
do
day
you
get in the
feel?
car. That's the bad part. Anyway, so yeah, I'm glad you guys are thinking on it.
Yeah, we needed that, definitely. Because we don't think about farming in our daily life.
We don't. That's all I want to hear. Thank you. That's what I want to hear. We don't think about farmers. We don't think about farming. That's the only reason I'm here. Just think on it. There's no right or wrong answer to any of this stuff. As long as you're thinking, you're doing a better job on it. So,
Well, thank you for being here today.
my pleasure. It was great. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
All right. For more information on today's topic, you can go online to ulster.cce.cornell.edu agriculture. You can email Jason at jbd222@cornell.edu. And you can visit Jason's blog at Detzel Livestock, right?
Yes.
Livestock.wordpress.com. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Spotlight on Wawarsing. We'll see you next time.